When I think of the most inspirational team in freerunning right now, Farang is the first name that comes to mind. Formed only 2 years ago, they have quickly made a significant impact in the community, and their vision has helped to establish freerunning as a unique art form which they have placed somewhere between skate culture and ballet. Team Fang are visionaries, taking the sport into new and exciting territories. Made up of a Thai pop star, Aussie Beach Boy, and 2 European Red Bull athletes, I was curious as to why such a globally diverse group of guys chose the chaotic city of Bangkok as a base for their team.
My name is Sean Wood. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Team Fang. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and Anand was actually out there studying for university. I think he was studying like a philosophy degree or something like that, something that just wasn't going to get him anywhere.
That's when I also started freerunning. Me and Sean started about the same time, and you know, it just so happens we had a lot in common and we got along really well. So from that moment on, we both kept training and kept advancing together. When Anand eventually finished his uni degree and went back to Thailand, I was at the age where I just really wanted to start traveling and hadn't left Australia at all. So I came over and visited Anand in Thailand, fell in love with the place from the moment that I got here. Had a nice little holiday and just kept coming back. As that was happening, more and more people were like coming with me each time. So my friend Reese would come, George would come, Barnzy would come, and like it started getting to a stage where once a year we'd make a big trip.
I've been watching Sean's videos since I'm probably like 15 years old, and then I added him on MSN, and then we started chatting and sending each other our videos and got in contact early on. Then years later we met at the Bootycall World Freerun Championships in London, which was 2009, and he invited me and said, come down to Bangkok, hang out with us and film a video. And then half a year afterwards I was on my plane on my way here, and that's where it all started.
It's just the way the freerunning community was back then. Like, we were all so excited about this new thing that we discovered that we were just willing to have people that we didn't even know just come and join us. So my house was at that time just open to people to come and stay and join in the adventure with us. Jason was one of those people. He was invited through a friend of a friend. Said, come down to Thailand, we're gonna have a holiday together and just travel around a bit and see some beaches and stuff like that. I'd never met him before. He just showed up at my door and said, hello, hi, I'm gonna be staying at your place for 4 weeks. And me going, what? So we all ended up out here at the one time, and I was actually for that trip only out here for 5 days because I was actually working a full-time job at a bank at that time. So my goal for that 5-day trip was to make a video to document my trip over to Thailand. That one was actually the 2010 Team Fang video, which is now on my channel. Farang is the Thai word for foreigner. When we were first traveling around, it was me and a bunch of Caucasian white guys traveling around Thailand and doing ridiculous sort of stunts and jumping around and stuff like that. The guys were asking me, hey, what does Farang mean? We keep overhearing the locals saying Farang, Farang, Farang. And I told them it meant foreigner, it meant sort of outsider. When we finally made a few videos, it was like, okay, we're not really an official team. We're just going to call the video Team Fang. And for some reason, people really enjoyed it and it kind of stuck. After that, we then decided that next year that we were going to do a tour. And then once again, Jason came over, Reese came over again, and we wanted to tour around Thailand. And from that, we're like, well, we're going to make this a real thing. Everyone else thinks it's a real thing, so let's do it. And that's sort of how Farang came about. In the beginning, I just had this place that everyone felt welcome, and coming here to Bangkok, everyone just felt so free and able to just do what we wanted to do. Bangkok is kind of just like no place I've ever been. It's like a global hub of awesomeness.
Good food, you get a cheap massage after training, which is really nice and gets you fit for the next day.
So many people travel through this place, And when that happens, you open yourself up to the world of opportunity. When there's that many different people from different walks of life, there's just an energy that you can't match.
It's just that kind of place where you can always just feed your imagination and just be really comfortable here.
It's really sad because a lot of people come here and don't get the opportunity to really experience Bangkok for what it is. They end up in the tourist locations, they end up in Khao San, or they end up in Patpong or Soi Cowboy. These disgusting, disgusting parts of town. But what they don't realize is anyone that lives here doesn't go to those places. We never go to those places. There's so much inner beauty within Bangkok. And a lot of people judge it by the cover as well because it's not the cleanest place. But as soon as you look past all of that and you really start meeting some people and experiencing this place, it's got so much inner beauty that I just have not found anywhere else to this day. So anyone on the internet that wants to know where we get our pants from, have to fly to Bangkok, come to MBK, 5th floor, turn left, walk to the end, little store on the left. This is where we get them from. This guy.
Sean Wood, other than his lovely, friendly smile and beautiful blonde hair, brings quite a lot to Farang.
He's always super excited about everything he does. He won't do anything unless he's not passionate about it, and he brings all this energy and all this joy he has for it to the table, and it makes everything more exciting for us as well.
Always willing to just put every dime on the line and just get out of the country and travel somewhere, which is a really good spirit to have when you want to take free running to the next level. For us, we wanted to show a bit more lifestyle and show a bit more of that sort of courageous sort of adventure side of free running. So he was just like this amazing character, and also he loved making films. He was like the one always out there trying to get that great shot, trying to put together a really nice video. So he was definitely one of those people who contributed a lot to the team.
What do I bring to Farang? I bring all the girl problems to Farang. I think that's what I bring.
The local free running community is like a real big source of inspiration for me.
We've done a good job at creating an amazing myth about Bangkok that it's a great training place, but the reality is it's just not. The bulk of this scene actually do train in this one park called Sapan Taksin, and they've got literally like 4 or 5 sets of bars there, and that's all they do.
They train literally every day for 4, 5, 6 hours. They just come to the park after school, some even still in school uniform and wearing jeans. They just bust out on the bars and like super strong, super fit, creative, crazy movements, and they impress me every time we go and visit them and train with them.
The creativity that comes from being restricted to that one place has just turned these kids into like some of the most beastly free runners I've ever seen in my life. Like literally, these kids are so talented. They don't go to gymnasiums, they don't do anything, they're on cement, and some of them have sandals on.
Be the greatest growing up. Yeah. 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 Be the greatest growing up. Yeah.
Some of them don't really come from the greatest backgrounds. Some of them are from some slums, and there's one kid in particular that I feel like might be involved in crime or something like that if he wasn't doing free running.
When I saw him when he first started coming out to train, he was just had this bad attitude and he just always looking for trouble, and now he's out there every day. He's just bam, 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 no matter what, he'll be there training every day, 4 to 7 every day, and it's just an amazing thing to see because free running has given that to him, given him something to work at and something to enjoy and some structure to his life, some positive structure.
For me, I would really love to use the positive energy and the awareness that we're creating through Farang to channel that through back to them at some stage. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it yet, but one of my big goals for the next 2 years is to really just help some of those kids out.
Be the greatest growing up.
ความสวยงามเป็นของมันและเป็นอะไรที่ดูแล้วมีความสุขครับไม่รู้เป็นไรแต่ว่าเวลาเราเล่นอ่ะมันต้องใช้ใจในการเล่นทุกครั้งแน่นอนเล่นชอบอะไรที่ท้าทายอยู่แล้ว
I think it's freedom and I don't know. I think it's lifestyle. You know?
ชอบฝรั่งชอบอยากจะเข้า
This is like the real human beings, you know? There's no like distinction between any poverty or any rich or poor or I have a better job than you or I have more money than you. It's just all people of all ages, genders coming together and having fun like, as one civilization. You know, there's people selling fruit on the streets for 10p. Like in England, you got to spend way more to get fruit than it costs you to get all the bad food for you. This is just so readily available. And people are willing and want to give it out. It's an incredible energy, and there's like all these different sports cracking off right now, and you've got like the pros that I don't even know what this sport's called, but it's like football, tennis over here doing it. Then you've got the people that are like clearly not quite at the level, but they're still really sick at it. You see how flexible some of the tubby people are out here, and they're having fun. They're just clearly a group of friends, whereas this is like a proper championship going off over here. And then you've got the volleyball, you've got the basketballers, you've got the handballers, and they're just getting out in the sun in the daytime. And that's what England, it could put it down to weather or whatever, but people just don't want to be outside, and it's too much sitting on the phones, and the technology is like above everything that we've ever thought. And this is just a phase the world's going through, you know, and these people, you've got to lose yourself to find yourself, and some people don't never need to lose themselves, and it's like here, they just know who they are, man. It's real people, real environments, and they get on with it and they make the best of what they got, man. It's love.
Anna is the most skilled and dedicated person I know. He can solve a Rubik's Cube, do free running, has 5 albums, can sing, can dance, can do a double flip on a wakeboard, can play golf, I don't know, what else can he can do so many things, I don't even know.
He seems to have this energy that never drops, you know, like he's consistently happy all the time. And for me, I mean, he's probably my best friend, and he's the type of person that I can really connect with, and whenever I've had personal problems, I always feel like I can go to him.
Anand won't be like the guy who does the craziest trick at the jam or has the highest skill level, but he uses all these different skills he has and this mindset and his way of just seeing things, and he always finds like the most unique line at the spot or something nobody else would think of and nobody else would do, and that's why I love him for. If we can go around Bangkok to any spot and he will find something interesting to do.
When we decided that we were going to make this a real thing, he has basically dedicated his life to it ever since, you know. He actually put in some of the first amount of money to get the first run of shirts done. We got 500 shirts printed, and I can tell you, me and Jason wouldn't have been able to fund that ourselves, you know. So he really can see the long term in Farang and was willing to invest a little bit in it as well, which has got us such a long way, because those shirts then sold out in like 2.5, 3 months, and it's now got us the capital to be making the new products that we're working on at the moment.
I have a big apartment that we can all live in for free. No, I don't know, I try to just keep all the wheels, you know, chugging along forward, and I try to really just draw everyone's best qualities out. I can't stress enough how lucky I felt having the background that I had. I was very lucky from a very young age. I mean, I came from a good family, I went to a good school, and had lots of opportunities to fulfill my potentials. I was active, really active as a kid. And on top of that, I got the opportunity to be a big celebrity and record music and do movies and be on television, and just really put myself out there and really learn the trade from a very young age. I mean, I started when I was 12. That's where I've been really lucky to come into freerunning, that I have this unique perspective on all these things, sporty and entertainment-wise.
Me and Jason have always watched a lot of videos, and so I felt like there was just no progression in the videos. All it was big tricks and nice shots, you know, and that was it. No one was trying to focus on any sort of storytelling. With a lot of content that we produce, we really want to do stuff that hasn't been done before. So when we started working towards the 2010 video, we said, what can we do that no one else can do? We're like, well, let's go to some temples.
I live in Thailand, so I've always known there were many beautiful temples around. But it wasn't until like Jason and Sean showed up and they showed interest in training in the temples, like just because it was such a beautiful location that they've seen in videos and stuff like that. So I knew where they were, so we all decided to just get together and go and shoot there.
That was special back then because it was my first time. I've never seen anything like it. You have all the history surrounding this place, you have the monks walking around, and it's just such a beautiful place to be in and such a calm vibe around that area that it's really enjoyable to be there.
So today we're at Ayutthaya, which is like the old capital of Thailand, and all the ancient ruins. We came with Jason and Anand, but they're off filming a documentary at the moment, so we're going to have a look around and see if we can get some stuff done and film some awesome runs.
Yeah, man.
But it's like, it's a bit hard because it's like tourist central here. But this is the problem when we're filming at temples. It's like we have to go where there's no one else and then try and find a run as quick as possible and then film it and then get out of there before we get kicked out. So it's going to be an interesting day.
Yeah, man. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Right now we just caught up with Jason and Anna. What's happening?
Yeah, right now Anna and me are busy. We're shooting for a really big project which gets us traveling to 3 countries and training with another secret athlete. Yeah. And right now we're doing the introduction of the whole thing, introducing me and Anand. And it's really special for us as well because this is where we filmed our first Thailand, Bangkok Team Fang video, and this is coming back after 3 years, and it's really fun to just be back and enjoy the scenery and find some new stuff we didn't do last time.
That's cool. Are you finding it any harder with the permissions to film?
It's actually it's quite hard because people are scared we break something or we are disrespectful, but obviously we are really careful about not climbing above the Buddha's head or breaking anything. But still, they don't understand that, so we have to be sneaky, we have to hide in the back corners of the temples and avoid the security.
And last time you came, was it exactly the same? Or
Yeah.
It was the same?
It was the same.
Cool, man.
Why am I not talking?
Go on, Sean.
I got it! For anyone that knows Jason, he's a very free being. Even the first time that he came to Thailand, on his first day, he decided that he was going to walk down the road to a welding factory, and he sat there with his camera for the 3 hours just with a bunch of Thai people he didn't even speak the same language to, and sat there and just through his energy communicated with them, and was sitting there taking photos and even joining in and like learning how to weld, you know. So he's just this free soul.
When he wants to get something done, he'll just put his mind to it and just take every necessary step to get it done. I think that's one of the reasons why Farang has, gotten to where it is. He's just been so adamant that this is what I want, I'm gonna get it there no matter what. He's got that attitude, which is really a powerful thing, and it rubs off on all of us.
I don't know, what I like is I feel like I can be myself around these three people, and that really, I think that's the same for all three of us, and that just brings out the best in us and makes us creative and just use our skills together. Like I by myself, even though I love filming and freerunning, I could never create what I'm creating with these guys now. And that's what we all love, and why we put our energy into this is because it's bigger than ourselves. We feel sometimes that freerunning it's still in its puberty. It hasn't really found who it is yet. And we feel like we're on the way of finding who we are and what freerunning is to us, and just putting that out there and putting our ideas out there and seeing if people like it and enjoy it.
We were at the stage where we were judging everything else. We were looking at companies that were making freerunning or parkour clothing, and we were just saying this stuff is no good. This isn't even representing our sport in any way, shape or form. It's literally just prints on the front of t-shirts with no love put in, no care. It's there for one reason, and that's to make money. We ended up having a couple of discussions where we were ending in the same result, like us saying, I think we could do it better.
I want to be able to make clothing for freerunning that doesn't look like it's designed by a 14-year-old.
And then we're like, oh, but we don't have the resources, we don't have the money, or we don't do fashion, we don't know how to do it. And then it just got to the stage where we're like, screw this, let's go for it. If we think we can do it better, then let's do it better.
You see a skateboarder or a b-boy, and you look at the way they behave and the way they dress, you can identify them as the thing they do. That's a b-boy, that's a skateboarder. And I want freerunning to have that kind of depth as well.
What we really want to do is we want to push the fashion side of it. We want to get the creative resources out of the community and have them excel and have them give something back to the public.
Freerun fashion can be a real thing, just like skateboarders have their fashion and their culture. We want to have that as well. My dream is to walk down the street one day and just walk past a normal person wearing freerunning clothing. Not a freerunner, just a normal person. He's like, I'm representing, I like freerun culture, so I'm wearing their clothing. And when we have that identity, I think our sport has really truly made it in this world.
Oh my god, look, my boyfriend is in the newspaper.
My name is Erin. I am an accountant for Farang team for the clothes. Oh, I'm an aunt's girlfriend. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget that part. Erin is my girlfriend, and she tolerates me quite well. She's also a DJ, and she loves music. She's a real hip-hop head. I think that's really cool about her.
She does a lot of our accounting, especially for the Farang clothing.
I help them pack because Sean can't pack.
She's recently told me that I'm not allowed to ship stuff out anymore because I'm not doing it properly.
When you're trying to move from making freerunning more than just a hobby and actually making it a part of your life and making it your business and your profession, I think it's really about being able to wear a lot of hats and being able to do a lot of different things.
It's maybe not like skateboarding, where if you become a professional skateboarder, suddenly the foundations are there and you start getting a wage or you start getting this or that. That is yet to exist in freerunning. You have to wake up in the morning and work towards getting jobs or creating clothing or making new content. This is not an easy business at all.
For me, I think the most important skill I learned was just organizing my time. When you get approached by so many stuff and there's so much stuff to do, all of a sudden your time is so valuable. Now I've got design work to do, we got a video to release every so and so many weeks, we got editing to do, photos to do, we got to keep our social media up to date, we got the blog, and that's so much work that I feel like if I don't set certain times and give myself almost rules and restrictions in some part, I would just go crazy and get nothing done.
As Farang, we do our own production, we do our own design for our clothes, we do our own accounting. Everything that we do is in-house. So I guess you have to be a complete person, I guess. You have to obtain more than just being a good freerunner.
We all had roles to fill, and because the energy was so positive, we all gladly just took a torch and went, I'll take responsibility for this.
There are thousands of amazing freerunners out there, and the sad fact is they might never actually be able to get the opportunities to make it their life. And that's because a lot of these people sit there waiting for it to happen and question themselves and start questioning, throwing the questions at other people, like, why am I not more recognized within the community? Why am I not bigger within the community? And then realize it's because they're sitting there just waiting for it to happen. You have to be a doer. You have to be out there productively every day, going towards whatever goal you have. I mean, money is not the only goal, but it's sustainability. You know, you have to be able to put food on your plate at the end of the day. And that's not just going to happen. You have to work hard for that.
I couldn't imagine going to any school and learning this. I couldn't imagine that any place would get me ready for the job I'm doing right now.
don't care what anyone says, this is the most important thing about everything we do. Just being out with close friends and just staying true to your roots and just out training. No matter like how many shows you do or how many videos you make or just anything like that. It's just important to always just stay true to what you started doing and why you started doing it in the first place.
The day before we left, Jason turned 21, and if there's one thing the Farang boys know how to do, it's party.
I like to think that when my time on this earth is finished, I did something that inspired people to really just live their life more fully, really tried to get the most out of what they were doing and really believe that they could achieve the things that they wanted to do with their lives. I mean, that's the least I could ask.
I had a friend say to me a couple of months ago, like, I've noticed that you're starting to get recognized more often, and you put the same question to me. He said, what do you want to do with it? I said, dude, at the moment I want to help my family. And he got really like judgmental at me. He's like, well, that's selfish. That means you're looking for money and you're looking for that. I'm like, No, but that's my initial thing, you know. As soon as I'm in a position where I'm comfortable enough to start helping other people, then of course I will.
I think you don't regret the things you did do. You always regret the things you didn't do in the end. For me, I just want to see how far we can push freerunning and what we can make it. And that's kind of my goal, to push it and push it in the right direction of it being something valuable and something awesome, and just being a cool thing to do.
I want to be able to be a positive person and reflect positively on people's lives and help people out. But that comes from self-progression and becoming a better person yourself.
I get messages from people that tell me, you really inspired me to do this, and you changed my life, or you guys inspire me and motivate me every day to go out and do this. And that's just something I want to keep on doing, which makes it worthwhile as well.
I hear so much of this stuff, especially in like the parkour world, where people question making money out of it and all that sort of things. But I throw the question back at those people, like, how do you survive then? How do you do a sport that requires full dedication, requires you to dedicate your life in training and self-development, and then not make it your career? I've done that. I was working full-time after I left school. I was working one job at one stage where I was working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I couldn't train during that time, and all that did was make me unhappy. I don't know where I want to do. I don't know yet what I want to be when I leave this earth, or what impact I want to have on the universe or whatever, but as long as I can look back and say I did the best that I could do, and I've been the best person that I can be, then I'm sure I'll be happy when I'm laying there in those final moments. Yeah.